Hello, and welcome to today's vlog. So today, at 8 PM, today being Saturday, Thursday's vlog, which is 953 will go live. It should have gone live yesterday, but I explained that during the export was interrupted and it had to be redone, and because it takes ages to do everything in 4K, everything, all this, there's like 5 or 6 stages and they all take hours to do. Transferring files, proxying, generating proxies, the edit itself, the export, the upload to YouTube. Takes hours and hours. And of course, when the export finished and the upload started, it wasn't going to finish at 6 p.m. that day. So I had to reschedule it for today, 6 p.m. Just a recap, I mentioned that. I'm trying to find where I left off. So yesterday, it was just a case of catching up once the export is finished. And it's good times, 7 to 8 hours for almost a half an hour long. Not too bad. Using my custom setting, using parameters that I want, not what the preset tells me. So when that finished, that probably finished late morning. Yeah, I probably talked about yesterday's events yesterday, but so talk about today's events. Right, that's probably best. Or did I leave off yesterday though? Right, yesterday I came back and it was just. I remember watching the rest of Murders in the Rue Morgue, which was a strange film. It's an Edgar Allan Poe story, and it's almost like Phantom of the Opera. It's not supposed to be, but the director decided to make it like Phantom of the Opera, and even had Herbert Lom there in a mask, and Herbert Lom had made Phantom of the Opera for Hammer. And he had the long cape, and of course he wore the long cape again in Pink Panther Strikes Again when he plays a madman. He sits at the church organ in his castle and everything. This is Pink Panther, not this film. But Herbert Lom was very good as always. There was a decapitation, but when you saw the head decapitated, it was clearly, of course it was a model head, but you could see it was a model head, you know. It didn't look anything like, I don't want to see which character because it might spoil it. But the acting was good, the costumes was brilliant, it was shot entirely in Spain, the cinematography was good. It wasn't as suggestive, pleasing. It was good, yeah, it was very good because I'm thinking it should be, nice vibrant colours and sunshine, but this is a macabre piece. So of course it was a bit grey and it was very good that way, and then the blood, I suppose it had to look like paint rather than blood because of the censors. It must have got an X anyway back in the day, 1971. So I saw that, and in between all this was just sitting at the laptop. Away from the laptop, I watched one foot in the grave, the last series, and I hadn't seen it for a long time. I hadn't seen enough of it on the reruns. I'm seeing new things in it, things I didn't remember. The first episode of Series 6, I remembered one particular point, but everything else, no. So I saw that, and I had a ready meal in the end. I know I think I said this down, going down to having a ready meal. Instead of getting one kind of chili con carne, I did get a ready meal. And so, but I had it quite late, and I felt really bad about it. I had it about 2 a.m. after the export. I always like to have a meal after the export, so that gives you an idea how long the export started. I mean, I'm using Kdenlive, and the edit is really smooth, the playback is smooth. Because I've generated proxies, the quality isn't 4K, it's not even HD, it's SD. But it's not bad, it's not pixely, you know, and on DaVinci Resolve it's very boxy, blocky, you know, boxy like Minecraft. So it was a very good edit, you know, it took a long time. But yeah, it was late, so I had it quite late. So when I got up this morning, I thought and of course the export fell over again after 10 minutes. And I didn't know until later on. Because then I was watching, I may have watched a YouTube video, but I can't remember what. If not, it was 1 foot in the grave. And of course it occurred to me that it hadn't moved from something. I also had to, it didn't lag at the end again, and I thought I'd clear out the cache, including the proxies. And when I tried to relink the proxies this time, it didn't do it. It struggled. So I had to do a disk cleanup, disk optimization, just defragging the disk. Which I think it means find all the gaps in the storage and put them together, so make space for bulk stuff, I suppose. You think of shelves of books and they're all over the place, but if you put them tightly together, that's like defragmenting. Yes. So I then fell asleep on the sofa. Got up, it was about 4 o'clock exactly, 4:00, exactly 4 a.m. So I went to bed and left the export. Then I reacted so I did this cleanup business, this cleanup, and relinked and it worked. This time it had trouble trying to link one file, which was taking forever. Whilst it was doing that, I had a nap. And of course, when I woke up at 4 a.m, it was done. And then I kicked off the export, went to bed, and looking at the date created, it said 7:20 something a.m. And it was still running before I left the house to start today's vlog. I thought it finished. I don't know. About 12:05 noon. But it didn't. It finished 3:50 p.m. and it said it took 7.5 hours, which I thought, okay, that's not bad. But when I compared the Windows file manager, the date created and the date modified had a difference of 8.5 hours. The minutes was right, but the hours was wrong. So I'm thinking it does take 7.5 hours in Kdenlive video editor mind, but that last 1% takes, there's no ETA for that, you don't know when it finishes. So it does the 7.5 hours as estimated, and then what would take a few minutes, it estimated 2.5 minutes, and it took an extra hour on top. So even the original ETA threw me out, and the final ETA didn't take into account the last 1%, which took an extra hour. So that's the business now. But what I've decided to do, now I've got the book, is to take it in turns. Watch a recording and then read the book, and then read, watch a recording. Maybe see an hour of something. You can take a break and have an hour here. And the time I have is when it's transferring files, when it's doing the proxies, when it's doing the export. But because the edit takes, all I have to do now, I just put the book down, I stop watching videos when I'm actually editing. So that means about 3 hours or more, maybe it takes more, 4 to 5 hours maybe to edit at my pace, slow but sure. And then I do the blogging, that takes about 2 hours all told, for 7 hours. The rest of the time I should be able to read this or whatever. 17 hours to 7 hours to sleep, 10 hours to spare. They kind of account for fun there. I think it's whenever you plan your day, whether it's at work or at home, put things in your calendar. You've got to have that space in between your blocks, because it's breaks, it's interruptions, it's problems, things crashing, interruptions, something new turns up, bathroom breaks, having a snack, washing up, that sort of stuff, things you don't factor in. You can't be exact. You probably add 5 to the end, 5 to the beginning, and just rambling on. Trying to find things to talk about for today. Well, today is the 15th of the month, and I've mentioned previously that on the 15th of every month, started last month, I have a kebab and chips treat. So I haven't eaten at all today because I had something at what time? 2 o'clock. So I thought I wouldn't eat anything and wait till this evening, and I'll go out, get my kebab, come back. I've also, when I've come back, just now, before I came back, the export had finished. So I thought, it needs to rest, poor thing. It's been on since it hasn't been off. So I've turned it off now, and I'm going to leave it to rest. And when I get out, go to get the curry, and when I come back, curry, kebab. When I come back from the kebab, and just before I eat, I'm going to switch it back on again. I'll upload it and schedule it for tomorrow. I'll transfer yesterday's log first before I transfer today's. And then it's proxying to yesterday's. I'll transfer today's as well. And it's multitask. It's got 4 cores, so it means you can got 4 processes. So it can do, you can use 2 of them to do 2 different things. And I want to see log 951 and 952 because the process has finished completely. At the moment you can watch it in HD, but now it's 4K. So I haven't really seen these custom parameter settings that I've used in true 4K yet. So I've been meaning to do it yesterday, but I didn't. So I'll watch that with the kebab. That's all going to plan. I'm looking forward to that. And I fancy a nap, so I might I want to nap before I go out again, you see, so I've got full excuse to do it. Not that I would, but you know, best to get. I shouldn't really have a nap now and then start. We did start reading this before and let's put it down because of the subject matter with human organs and the black market. But you put that aside and focus on the detective and his problems. We've normally got 2 or 3 cases are going at the same time, which is just like Rebus, you know. And I think I may mention that Rebus and here, Inspector Grace, there is a crossover at some point. And I've got all my books that I've read, that I'm reading, that I plan to read, including the whole series of Roy Grace stories and Inspector Rebus stories. I've got them all logged on a website called goodreads.com, and it's fantastic. You update the status of your reading. You've read it, you're reading it, or like to read. And I thought, brilliant, now I can put it in order with Rebus and Grace, put it in order so that I can watch read Rebus, Grace, whatever, in that order, up until their collaboration, but even beyond that. So Goodreads organizes your reading, which book to read next. Rebus, Grace. I think Grace is ahead. I'm like 10 years behind on the Grace stories. I'm probably 7 years behind on Rebus. So I'm going to use Goodreads to find out which book I should read next. I know I started this, so I'll finish this as in a style of a certain TV quiz show. And then I'll watch it in chronological order. That's the plan. Hopefully I can sort it into a list by publishing date. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that as well. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put this down. I'm going to have a nap, and about 20 to 7 before the sun comes down. I think the sun comes down about 20 to 9. So if I get out 20 to 7, it'll still be daylight, and I wasn't going to say it, but I'm vlogging my trip to the kebab. I don't know if that's a spoiler, but I believe it is. So yeah, that's the plan. If I'm going to go out, I might as well vlog it, right? So that's the plan. And I think this vlog today, not the one that's, this particular one I'm speaking about, and this one you're watching now, I think it's going to be 30 plus minutes. Could be an hour. I know I've been talking for 20 minutes already. This is 20 plus minutes. So, if I was no, I'm going to say, oh god, now it's 30. If I was a big YouTuber, I would probably cut out the gaps. So you see a lot of jump cuts. This is where you can put warp. Those warp transitions I'm talking about, you can use those to fill in the gaps. So as long as you don't do too much movement, you don't see the jump cut. It'll be like, I'm just rambling on really. So yeah, I'm going to have a snooze now, and then when I wake up, I'll pop out and take you with me. I might actually stay here and kind of snooze.